What's up, boys and gerbils? Today we're going to talk about CEO Bear 009, discipline versus routine. Discipline versus routine. This came out of a conversation that I had on Erev Shabbat with some brothers and a sister a few weeks ago, and it was a really good conversation, and I thought you could benefit from this. A lot of people lack discipline. And it takes a certain amount of self-awareness to know that you lack discipline in the first place. So, audit thine self. To thine own self be true. First know thyself. You picking up what I'm putting down? Discipline is difficult to build. But it's good to be disciplined because when difficult things happen, they don't blow you out of the water. They don't overwhelm you. This is not the first time that you've had to be disciplined. So if you're maybe not too disciplined, you're not sure what to do, an excellent program that I've done, by the time you see this, I'll be in the midst of number 4, 75 Hard by Andy Frisella. It's not a workout routine. It's a discipline program that uses PT as one component to teach you discipline. Physical training. 75 Hard. It's free. Cost you nothing but some time. Very basic. Go Google it. Drink water. Read 10 pages a day. Read 10 pages of scripture a day. PT 2 times per day. Right? 45 minutes each minimum. So an hour and a half of PT, a morning and an afternoon usually. And you can do whatever you want to do for PT. Okay? But you just got to do it twice a day, 45 minutes a day. Stick to a diet, pick a diet and stick to it, and no alcohol for 75 days, and take a progress pic, a selfie every day. And I would add to that as well, have somebody to hold you accountable. I use notes in my phone when I track this stuff every day, and I post it every day into an accountability group so that my brothers can call me out on my bullshit if I'm engaging in bullshit. Okay, so if you need to learn some discipline, start there. Again, as of time of this recording, tomorrow morning, I'm starting 75 Hard Cycle 4. And that has less to do with the fact that I need to do it 4 times. It has more to do with the fact that I have brothers that need to do it for the first time, and I'm being supportive of them in the doing of it. Okay? So 75 Hard, Live Hard program. Look it up for building discipline. Now, what you're going to realize here is that in order to be able to do things like that, you're going to need a daily routine. And if you don't have a lot of discipline, putting a routine down on paper is a really good way to start to build the building blocks that you need to build that discipline. A routine is easier to do than to just develop discipline out of thin air. So what do I mean by routine? Figure out what you're going to need to do every day that's important, that's impactful. Pareto principle, 80-20 rule. 20% of your inputs get you 80% of your outputs. What are those things? It could be, I need to make 100 sales calls a day, Hormozy. It could be, I need to PT every day, or whatever it may be. You're going to find there's only so much amount of time in the day. And so by developing a routine, it's going to give you a structure that allows you to time block to get stuff done. You may have to go to bed later and wake up earlier. You may have to put your damn phone down. You know, average screen time in the United States of America, average screen time is 8.4 hours a day. What are you doing? What are you doing? 8.4 hours a day. Let's say, no, you're doing better than average. You're only 4 hours per day. You know what you could do with 4 hours per day? You could PT twice, you could read, you could spend an hour of time with your family and work on your side hustle or refine your business from an entrepreneur or intrapreneur standpoint to be that much better with the Pareto principle, 80-20 rule, in that 4 hours a day. Constant forward progress, right? This is something that Pastor Joe Fox of Viking Preparedness talks about. If you get 1% better every day, just 1%, in a year's time, you're 365% better than you were a year ago. Just 1% every day. So if you took a little bit of that time, screen time every day, and dedicated dedicated it to doing things that matter rather than just doom scrolling on Instagram or Drudge or whatever, how much more could you get accomplished every day? So this goes back to routine. Wake up earlier. Get up. Block some of that time for you. Like the first hour of the day, that's my time. I spend that reading, and I spend that reading the Word, and I spend that talking to the Creator every day. That's my time. The first hour of my day, every day. Then PT. Get your first one knocked out, done for, right? It's already handled. I've already got my PT, and the sun isn't up yet. And I've already read my Word. I've talked to the Creator. I've read my book or books. I read between 2 and 5 books at the same time because I'm special. And I've PT'd before the sun comes up. Shower, get dressed, go to work, start executing, start killing it. Your routine needs to serve you. Going back to thine own self be true. First, to know thyself. Don't start with putting 20 things on your routine that you have to get done every day. 3 to 5. Again, Mr. Frizella from First Form calls this his power list. I believe it's episode 18 of the MFCEO Project podcast. Go look it up. Make yourself a list. And remember, we talked about goal setting, right? In CEO Bear 003, personal inventory and goal setting. What are you trying to accomplish? How are you going to get this done? Right? Well, time blocking, routine. Every day at the same time, I do the same things. And if you can trick yourself into doing this for 21 days straight, you will have built a habit out of it. So you have to triage yourself. You have to self-identify what are the 3 to 5 things I'm going to do every day. I'm going to eat clean. I'm going to PT. I'm going to read my Word. I'm going to read this book. And I'm going to spend an hour of quality time with my family, minimum, every day. There's 5 things. And you just start executing on it. And you block the time out in your structure, the structure of your routine. You block your time out so you can get those things done. Also, know thyself. Are you a morning person, an afternoon person, or an evening person? When do you have the most energy? That for me, when it comes to time blocking so that I can get stuff done, when I have the most energy, and I'm a morning person, I don't want a bunch of meetings in the morning. I want that time for me to be creative, to be effective, to get stuff done. Then in the afternoon, that's better for me to have meetings in the afternoon because I'm a lower energy person in the afternoon. My creative juices aren't flowing. I'm not go by about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So in my routine, in my time blocking, in my scheduling in the mornings, I need that time to work on the businesses, work on the ministries, produce content, do biz dev and sales calls, go meet clients, brainstorm, iterate on products, etc., etc. Then in the afternoon, okay, let's talk about finance. Let's have our executive meeting. Let's have a planning session for this thing or a social media marketing strategy meeting for this other thing or whatever it is, right? So you got to know yourself. Are you a morning person, afternoon person, evening person? And then lean into that and build your schedule, your routine around how you actually function. Because if you don't really get out of bed till 11 a.m., if your plan now is to get up at 5 a.m. and go to the gym, probably not going to be successful, which means you're going to lose what little bit of discipline you have because you're going to fail, you're going to become disheartened, and you're going to throw up your hands in the air and be like, screw it, I'm not doing it. So first, know thyself. Discipline is very much so not about what you say yes to, it's what you say no to. So you need to be focused on the goals that you're trying to accomplish. Going back to CEO Bear 003, personal inventory and goal setting. What do you say no to? We have a very basic rule within our enterprise, Bear Independent, Refuge Medical, Refuge Training, Prosperity, Grindstone, Caleb House. If it's not a hell yes, it's a no. Hey Bear, do you want to insert thing here? If the answer isn't hell yeah, it's a no. Also, ask yourself whenever these opportunities crop up, because there's an opportunity cost to everything you do. For everything you say yes to, that's something else that you had to say no to. That's opportunity cost, or one facet of opportunity cost. Ask yourself when these opportunities crop up, how does this help me accomplish my goals, my ambitions, the thing that I'm focused on? And if the answer is it doesn't, then it's probably a not right now. Hit me in 90 days when I'm on a different sprint. Okay? So discipline is really focusing down on, drilling down on the 3 to 5 things you are going to accomplish, and then saying no to everything else that gets in the way of you accomplishing those goals. Those goals go back to your mission statement. What is your mission statement? Ours, very simply, to save lives while in service to the Father's kingdom and experiencing the abundance of His provision and blessing. The mission statement is a litmus test by which you test every opportunity that comes along. If that opportunity doesn't support the strategic initiatives of the mission statement, it's a no. If they do support the strategic initiatives of the mission statement, then it's cost-benefit analysis. If I say yes to this, what am I not doing over here that's also incredibly important? See, and all this helps to eliminate overwhelm. Right, so discipline actually combats overwhelm. Having a routine builds discipline. Discipline combats overwhelm. Discipline makes you effective, not busy. We don't want to be busy. I hear all the time, Barry, you must be so busy. No, I try not to be busy. Busy is bullshit. I try to be effective. Because 80% of your day, Pareto principle, is bullshit. It's busy bullshit. Only 20% are you really effective. You could do 20% of what you do every day and get 80% of your results. Proven statistically throughout mankind, the history of humanity. So if you eliminate that other 80% that's bullshit, you're left with that 20%. If you double down on that 20%, now 40% of your day is spent being effective. You've doubled your output. You've gone from 80 to 160. You have a surplus now, and you still have 60% of your time back. That goes back to that focus portion of discipline. Now, some of us have ADD or ADHD. Raise your hand if you got 5 businesses and 2 ministries. That's me right here, both hands up. I have entrepreneurial ADD. And if you don't steward all of those things appropriately, you're just going to have a big old mess. Ask me how I know. And so I don't recommend for most people that you have 2, 3, 5, 7 irons in the fire at the same time. I wouldn't start there for sure. But having entrepreneurial ADHD helps me considerably, because if there's too much routine for me, I get bored, and I get bored quickly. So having these 7 different things to jump back and forth through helps keep me engaged, honestly. It's not a beginner's tactic. It's like having 7 raised beds in your garden when you don't know how to garden. You're just going to have 7 messes. You should have 1 and learn to tend 1 and make 1 produce before you add another and another and another and another. If you have too much routine, when an opportunity comes up that could be really good for you, if you're too set in that routine, if you're too myopic on that routine, you can miss some really big opportunities. So part of having that discipline is having the awareness to know when something comes up that's legitimate, that could require me to break my routine, to push everything around on the calendar, to be able to capitalize on this one once in a lifetime, once in a decade, once per year opportunity when it comes my way. This is not Billy has a birthday party on Saturday, so I'm going to throw my diet away so I can eat some cake. That's not what I'm talking about. This is the wail of the client that calls you and says, hey, can you be in Tucson on Tuesday? The answer to that is yes. And you may PT twice before you get on the plane, so you can knock that out, because that's part of what I have to accomplish every day. But the routine, the manner in which, the time blocking in which I accomplish those things might change dramatically so that I can capitalize on that once in a lifetime opportunity. once in a decade opportunity, once in a year opportunity when it comes your way. So we want to be focused as a facet of discipline, but we don't want to be so focused that we're tunnel vision, that we lose our peripheral vision over here. So we're receiving this input on the battlefield of life so that we don't get tunnel vision. For me, these opportunities look like, and I know I'm odd, but with our ministries, oh no, a tornado hit insert town here, we're up, we're going, because it's the right thing to do. And if something happened like that to me, I want to know that somebody's coming to come get me, to come save me, right? Call it karma, call it the law of reciprocity, call it loving your neighbor as yourself, call it whatever you want. I need to know inside here that if something tragic and dramatic happens to me, that the good guys are coming. And for me, the way I know that is by being one of the good guys that runs towards the problem whenever something bad happens. That forces me to rearrange my schedule, to break my routine at times. But because I've been so disciplined up to that point, I have the room, I have the ability, I have the capacity to be able to capitalize on those opportunities to go help victims of a tornado or a hurricane. Or if there's a child that's being sexually abused and or trafficked and Caleb House becomes aware of it, I'm up, I'm going. I don't have the ability to go and do those things if I'm not disciplined and routined in my daily life now. So Jocko talks about this. Discipline equals freedom. He's right. If you're disciplined enough, if your time blocking and your routine and your focus is strong enough, when these rare opportunities occur, you have the bandwidth to capitalize on them because you're so focused, you've gotten rid of all the other bullshit, you're executing, not being busy, you've built that discipline, you have a solid routine, you're executing on your power list every day, that when that rare opportunity comes, you can capitalize on it. So there is a push-pull here, there is a dichotomy here, and I'll have you know, I was saying the word dichotomy for a decade before Jocko started his podcast and then just made that word super popular. So, CEO Bear 009, discipline versus routine. Begin with the routine first. The routine builds the discipline. The discipline gives you your focus on your goals and your ambitions that are predicated on your mission statement. And executing on those goals and ambitions with that focus, with that discipline, actually creates the freedom for you to be able to maneuver, get out of the minutia, the boring, the unfulfilling, and capitalize on those rare opportunities that can take you to the next level. As always, interested in your productive comments down below. Y'all have a blessed day. Shalom.